this is Lee. I'm going to show you today how to replace the oven control board on a GE or a Kenmore oven of a particular model series. Special thank you to our videographer here.
Hi.
To see what model number your oven is, open up the lower door and read on the side. You'll see this one is a model 911-465-4090. Always throw the breaker or remove the fuse for your stove before you work on it, or unplug it from the wall if you can. Never work on the stove, what we're about to do in this video, with electrical power going to the stove. Our circuit breaker panel is over here. The first step is to raise the oven lid. You don't have to take the burners off for this, and you'll find a prop to hold up the oven top. Then you take any type of a hex socket that is 1/4 inch. This is called a nut driver, or you can get a socket wrench or similar things like that. And first you remove these 3 screws that hold this little plate up. Then there are 3 screws along the bottom that have to be removed. Keep track of the screws as you take them out. Then there are 4 screws across the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. To remove these, you need a Phillips screwdriver, which are the types that have the cross pattern. Let me just go ahead and take these puppies out. Be sure to keep track of which screws came out of which hole, so it'll be easier to put them back together. One way to do this is to take the screws and put them in baggies that have got a piece of paper in the inside, the little diagram you made as to where to put these. Now the unit's completely unscrewed. This black piece comes out. It slides out by going in this direction, but it's holding up the oven top, so you've got to have somebody help you or be careful that you hold it. I'll just go here and wiggle it out. Out it comes. There's all the wiring. Work this out. Now, I use this thing as a prop. It's a little bit flimsy, but it works. A better solution would be to get a wood stick that goes from, say, here up to here. But I'm accustomed to working like this, and I can do that. The next step is to remove those 2 screws on the left side, and there's 2 more over here, and there's 2 more over here on the right. The oven control board slides out like so, and you remove all the 7 wires in here. If you're doing it without the video, be sure and write down, make a diagram of which wires go where. Although we'll show you later in the video which ones go where. So you just grab this and pull it out. One by one remove all these wires. And then last you remove this piece here. This connector on the side just slides out with a little bit of wiggling and force. Once the oven control board is out, you can use your stoves again, but not the oven. It won't be functional. And for safety reasons, you need to cover up all of the terminals. We just used electrician's black tape here on all of these. And then just to keep little kids from sticking their hand in there where the wires are, I covered up the hole with electrical black tape for the meantime. After we got the board out, we tried to find a replacement, and we could not find any replacement at the local appliance repair shops. Came to find out that that particular circuit board is no longer manufactured. We found some other ones for the cost of between $220 and $350 that could be used in place of that, but the wires wouldn't go exactly in the same place. You have to do a little bit of modification, which we really weren't in a mood to do. So we did some more searching and found several sites on the internet that will repair these boards. Price was between $150 to $200. Decided on one called Circuit Board Medics because they were one of the cheaper ones and because they were very close to our location, so the mailing time would be lower. We went ahead and wrapped the board in plastic and mailed it to the address that they said, which we'll show you on the next screen. 5 or 6 work days to do it. Remove the black tape from the terminals. I'm using a razor edge here to cut through the black tape. Of course, you have to be very careful not to cut through the wire. That would be a bad situation. There we go. We'll start by connecting the long ones. The green wire goes into the E6 ground slot. The black wire with a white stripe goes into the N0 E8 connector. The black wire without a white stripe, and I should emphasize it's the thinner of the two black wires, not the one that's got a cover on it, goes on to the CE9 slot, which is right here. Slide that puppy on. The white connector, which has no stripe, goes on to the N, also labeled as the E7 connector. Purple wire goes on to the BR or E5 connector. The yellow wire goes on to the BA or E3 connector. Then the big thick black one finally goes into the L1 E4 connector. Turn the unit around and then notice this connector, how there's a pin missing here, but one of these is plugged. That tells you how to align it, and you just slide that connector right on and we're ready to reinstall it back into the oven. Now I'll take the black tape that I had on there for protection, slide it forward, and I align these two holes right here. Now with the Phillips screwdriver, I take these silver Phillips screws, drive them through here, again, so now we have the 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 inserted. Now we take this unit, put it back. I've got it upside down here. So these big holes go in the front, and kind of work it, slide it till it's underneath this piece. There's a little slot that it goes into, and it fits very nicely in there. Then we can put up the hood holder. Move this around till we line up the holes here, and then we just drive these remaining screws using the 1/4 inch nut driver or any 1/4 inch socket of any type that you might have around. You can get 1/4 inch nut drivers and sockets at most stores, such as local auto parts stores or home improvement stores and other places. We take this piece, slide it in here like so. It rests on top of everything, and it has 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3. And we put in the 3 screws. And last but not least, close down the cover. Now, of course, the last step is to turn the circuit breaker on.
And this says range.
We put the board in, but we still got the F1 error with the beeping function, which means that either the board wasn't repaired right or it was never damaged or broken to begin with, and there was something else in the oven that was wrong. So we continued our exploration further. We emailed Circuit Board Medics, and they said to send the board back to them, which we did. 6 or 7 days later it came back free of charge with a re-repair job, I guess, and we reinstalled it in the oven. And there we go. It's installed and working. Now we just got to set the time and we're good to go. We got our oven back and the timer's working and everything went very well, and so we recommend Circuit Board Medics to you. That's how you remove and replace the oven control timer on GE and Kenmore models of this type. As you see, it's not that hard. With just a few basic tools and some steps like in this video, you can do it yourself. Thank you for watching.